Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm here with another mouse this time to review. This time we've got the Republic of Gamers, so ASUS ROG Chakram X Origin. Try and remember that. ROG Chakram X Origin. So today we've got the ROG Chakram X Origin. This mouse is a very high-end, high-price gaming mouse. It's got RGB, it's got a lot of customizability, you can switch the buttons on it. It's a fair bit heavier than the SteelSeries RX5 that we reviewed before, but it's still a fairly decent mouse with one interesting feature, and that is having a joystick on the side of the mouse that you can use with your thumb.
So in the box we've got the mouse itself, which is protected by a piece of plastic on the bottom. Next we have the two adjustable joystick buttons. These can be swapped out with the current joystick button to achieve different experiences, or even to just cap it off completely. Then we've got the USB-C to USB-A adapter, which also comes with a handy clip. We've got a little piece of metal tweezers to help you pull the buttons out, which are replaceable. So we've got the replaceable buttons here also. And finally, we've got the USB dongle for the 2.4 GHz interface. Underneath this, you've got a USB cable. It's braided and it's very flexible, so it shouldn't get stuck. And then we've got a handy travel bag for if you want to take your mouse with you. So let's take a dive into the mouse itself. So the mouse itself has got nice plastic feet which help it to glide easily across hard surfaces. It's quite a tall mouse, so it takes quite a large hand for it to be comfortable. I can't imagine it would be too comfortable if you had small hands. The buttons give a satisfying click, and as you're aware, these can be swapped with the ones that come in the box for an alternate click feeling. It feels like there's a little bit of friction with the joystick on the side, which I find a little bit annoying when I'm trying to play games. I like things to be fluid and easy to press. While the joystick is handy in games and it gives you 4 extra buttons in digital mode, or can be used as an analog stick, I found it easier to just have a button, because buttons are quite easy to press. You don't have to have that big swiping movement like you do on a joystick. The scroll wheel is very satisfying to scroll with. It clicks well, but it doesn't have side click, so you can't use it to move from side to side on web pages. I'm not too sure how I feel about the RGB on this mouse. I like the front and the middle click scroll wheel. However, I think that the ASUS ROG logo on the back of the mouse is blurred behind the mouse casing, which spoils it. On the bottom of the mouse you'll see a little switch to adjust between USB, Bluetooth and 2.4 GHz connectivity. You also have a button for pairing and a button for adjusting the DPI.
So let's go on with the specs of this mouse. The ROG Chakram X Origin is 132.7mm by 76.6mm with a height of 42.8mm, so it's quite a tall mouse, and you can feel that when you've got your hand over it. It's taller than some other gaming mice that I've used in the past. It weighs 127 grams, which isn't terrible, but it does feel fairly weighty. It's got a matte plastic shell. Of course, it's got RGB lighting. It's got AuraSync RGB with customizable effects within the ROG software. You've got 9 programmable buttons and the joystick. Now, if you don't like the joystick, you can remove it, but it's fairly easy to just kind of leave your hand on it and you can use it in different ways. So the button you can use either as digital, where you can push in 4 directions and each of those directions classes as one button, or you can have it as an analog stick, detect full movement. It's got push-fit switch sockets, so if you want to switch out the type of switch that you've got on your mouse, you can do that fairly easily. It's an optical sensor. It's the ROG AimPoint sensor. It supports 100 to 36,000 DPI, adjustable in 50 DPI increments, so that's very, very good range and adjustability. Polling rate is 1000 Hz, which is adjustable within the software, and the tracking speed is 150 IPS with an acceleration of 50G. So you've got a really long battery life with this mouse. You've got up to 150 hours depending on how you use it, whether it's Bluetooth or the dongle, and whether you've got RGB turned on, how that's all set up. It's got USB fast charging. Again, you can get 15 minutes of charge will give you 25 hours of use. It's got connectivity via Bluetooth 5.2, 2.4 GHz wireless, or you can use it on wired USB-C. It's got ROG micro switches. These are designed for 70 million clicks in its lifespan. Got PTFE feet, which provide really nice smooth movement. It's customizable because it has hot-swappable switches for the main primary and secondary fire buttons. You are also able to change the style of the joystick. ASOS of course use their ROG Armory Crate software for customization, where you can adjust the DPI, the lighting, button remapping, macros, and the joystick mode customization. It's got onboard memory, so you can have 5 custom profiles on there and you can move between them. The main advantages of this mouse are an incredibly high DPI range with precision control of adjustments of 50 DPI. It's got hot swappable switches, which isn't that common on gaming mice, so you can personalize how it feels to you. And it's got a uniquely customizable joystick. I'm not aware of any other gaming mice that have a joystick on the side, and the fact that you can change how that works, whether you want it as buttons or analog, is really handy. So that's the ROG Chakram X Origin mouse. I hope you've liked this review. If you have, please give it a big like, thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications of my future videos. Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments regarding the joystick. Would you like to have a joystick, or would that be too much to control along with the mouse? I've not found it too bad in digital mode, but I'm not sure I could use it in analog mode. I'm not sure I'd want to use it for example, movement whilst using the mouse as well. I guess you wouldn't need a keyboard, you could have your hands behind your back, but I don't think I would like that. I'm too used to using a keyboard. But it's an interesting idea.